What's poppin' and welcome to Popcorn, episode 17. So this is a show where we talk about literally anything about pop culture in the Philippines, around the globe, in my car. And yeah, so we have Pop Kerns every week, which is like our news roundup and a main topic every week as well. And this week, we're gonna be talking about the movie of the week, which is Isa Pa with Feelings, Maine Mendoza and Carlo Aquino. So that's super exciting. I watched that a few days ago. Sorry, this is kind of like a late upload this week, but we waited for us to watch that and may balikbayan realness ngayon. So I had to go around Manila and explore with my balikbayan cousin, and it was really fun. We went to the National Museum of Fine Arts and Natural History, and it's really nice. People should go out more to museums and appreciate all the art we have here. Wow, sobrang cultured. Anyway, joining me today is my office beshi, kahit di ko na siya ka-office, special guest, co-host, Miss Janine Cevalia. What's poppin', Janine?
Hi.
What's poppin'?
Hi, Cholo.
So
I'm
she's
gonna
not
try to
just-
match your energy, okay?
What energy? So she's not just my office beshi, she's also my stylist, my manager, my producer,
Yep.
my life coach,
I'm
everything.
talented like that.
Yeah, so hire her. Anyway, so before we get to Isa Pa with Feelings, ang title ng episode na to, inaangkin ko na, is Isang Pod with Feelings. Pero wala akong feelings, so ikaw na yung lahat ng feelings.
Today.
So before the main topic, as always, we have our popcorns for the week, which are our pop culture kernels of the week or news. And our reactions, is it a yes, a sax, a sad, or a pass? Ang daming kaganapan this past week dahil extended ang time period between episodes. And sobrang, usually, sometimes walang nangyayari in the Philippines na masyadong interesting. But this week, sobrang binayaan tayo ng chismis.
This week, Twitter was popping, right?
Yes, but before we head to the Philippines, we just have some international news to just break. So our first popcorn for the week is some casting news for The Batman by Matt Reeves and starring Pattinson, Robert Pattinson. We have some new cast members, which includes Zoe Kravitz, cast as Catwoman. She's from Big Little Lies, if you haven't seen that show. Super
she was
great.
Also in Mad Max Fury Road and Divergent and all those dystopian
Yes,
kind of.
and she's really okay siya. It's exciting. It's gonna be a different Catwoman for sure.
I hope she does it well.
And also, aside from that, Paul Dano is cast as the Riddler. I'm not so familiar with him, but they're saying this might be a different take on the Riddler as compared to Jim Carrey's before, and a different take from Batman in general, kasi, you know, we know the recent Batman has been Ben Affleck with the Justice League and everything, but this parang the Matt Reeves one is rumored to be more like detective Batman more than like superhero Batman, you know, the actual vigilante version of Batman instead of like super blockbuster superhero action scenes, ganon. So the last person to play Catwoman was Anne Hathaway, The Dark Knight in 2012.
I remember that was a big deal back then when she was Catwoman.
Tagal na pala nun, no?
Yeah, I just
2012?
don't-
That's 7 years ago.
Feels so long ago. I don't remember how I felt about her performance there anymore.
It was fine, I think.
Yeah,
Di ko na rin
I guess.
maalala masyado. And Halle Berry, Catwoman movie, I don't think I watched that really long ago as a kid, but I don't really recall. That was the time when comic book movies weren't so great yet.
Yeah.
And Michelle Pfeiffer was also Catwoman in Batman Returns in 1992. So Zoe Kravitz, I'm looking forward to it. And this whole new Batman, it's not parang it might be a standalone Batman movie though, like the Joker is.
Yeah.
So I guess DC is finding their niche of like just doing standalone, not shared universe movies at this point.
I'm excited for Robert Pattinson. I don't think I remember any of the things that he's done since
Twilight.
era, but I know he's good. I believe he's good. And all of his like less mainstream movies,
which I should watch.
Yeah.
Naalala ko lang yung Remember Me. Alam mo pa ba yun?
Yeah, that's the one with the elephant.
Parang 9/11 movie yata yun.
What?
Di ba?
No,
Di ko na alam.
I don't know.
Anyway, so reports were also saying that Seth Rogen was reportedly approached to play the Penguin, but they also say that negotiations fell through, so you won't hear the Penguin having Seth Rogen's laugh. So that's the Batman casting news. It's a yes. I'm looking forward to this new version of Batman. Next, we have a meme that's been going around the internet, literally everywhere.
This gives me life and literally makes my day.
So how do you sing this? Rise and shine.
Wait, it starts like this. So Stormy's asleep and we're gonna wake up now. Light switch. Rise and shine.
Rise and shine.
I think I was way in tune with that
Sobrang
one.
alam na alam mo ah. Well, this is our vocalizationism. Yeah.
Hi,
Well,
Mia. Shout
It's
out.
a yes for Kylie.
It's a yes.
I mean, the Kardashians constantly take over the internet.
Have you
with
seen
all
the
their-
merch?
Yeah, I want one. I mean, pero sweater siya, so hindi mo siya masusuot sa Pilipinas.
And then you hear the actual mix.
Is there
She posted
an
it on her
official
Instagram
na
story.
ba?
There was an
Well,
was an
everyone's
official
saying
one.
na, it's the top song of the moment, the Billboard charts, the cultural impact.
She's
Well,
breaking all of the charts right
yeah,
now.
and Stormy was like, Daddy, Daddy. So yun, it's a yes for Kylie.
yes.
And rise and shine. Yeah. Mimiya remix. Wala lang. I just wanted to mention it because it's all over the place. And there are memes at The Voice. Ano pa yung iba?
Oh my gosh, what's that one?
The one with
the
Lady
one
Gaga.
with Lady Gaga.
Sobrang
Crying
nakakatawa.
on the floor.
So, go Kylie. The devil works hard, but Kris Jenner works harder. Kasi may merch like the day after.
Yep.
So, parang si Tatiana of Drag Race, she got arrested and
Yeah.
like a few days after also had merch of her like
Yeah, I heard
mugshot.
I haven't heard the whole story, but
Parang it was just like some reckless behavior. It's not like an actual crime. So yun. Next, super quick, Super M just reached number 1 on the Billboard top 200 albums for their first mini album. I just like to say congrats. I super love that album as I recommended last week. It's not really news or like super may mapag-uusapan tayo about it, but it's a really great mini album. Has a lot of bops or jops because they like to jop, like jumping and popping is their jopping. That's the song.
okay.
So it's a yes for Super M. And next, going back to Friends, we were talking about Friends a few episodes ago, 25th anniversary. Jennifer Aniston just broke the internet as she joined Instagram. Her first post being a Friends reunion selfie with literally all the friends. And yeah, literally everyone was sharing it. It's all over the internet. She broke the Guinness World Record for getting 1 million followers in the fastest amount of time. That's 5 hours and 16 minutes. 16 minutes, beating out Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan
What was the Prince Harry and Meghan?
record.
Yeah.
I'm not quite
Was
sure
it the
about
baby
that.
picture?
No, it's the number of followers, not the number of
followers.
likes.
Okay.
So at the time of our recording, she now has 14.2 million followers on
Wow.
Instagram, beating out all the other friends who only have like 3 million each.
that
And they've been on
doesn't include
Instagram. Yeah. And 13.5 million likes on the actual photo, which has not beat out the world record egg, which has 53.8 million likes. But it's still a yes. I mean,
Yeah, of course.
the
It's
impact,
Friends. It's
it's
always
Friends.
a yes.
it's Jen Aniston, who still looks so beautiful at her
Honestly,
age.
she
Like, what
really
the hell?
is the most striking one. Also, shout out to Matthew Perry. It's looking rough, Henny. It's looking rough.
As compared to like Paul Rudd, who looks
Uh-huh.
the same or even better. Parang both Jen and Paul look even better than they were on the actual
that's
show.
true. I was watching a Courtney Cox video with Charlie Puth. They had this thing.
Yung Friends,
That
Friends
thing,
knowledge.
yeah. And Courtney Cox is still hot, but she looks so different.
Plastic
know?
na kasi yun eh.
But
Right?
I also read somewhere that she stopped doing all of that. She went natural.
Oh.
But I don't know what happened, why she looks like that. But you go, Jennifer Aniston
Yeah.
and Matt LeBlanc.
And
He's still looking cute.
And her posts are actually interesting. Like, she's been posting na regularly. So, the whole internet was celebrating about that. So, follow Jennifer Aniston if you haven't yet. It's
That's
a
me.
yes.
I haven't.
Join the 14.2 million followers. Para maging 0.201, ganun. So next, apparently there's a Barney movie in the works over at Mattel Films. So they're partnering with Get Out star Daniel Kaluuya,
I don't know.
to produce a live-action movie based on the popular Barney and Friends TV show, which ran from 1992 to 2009. Grabe, it's been 10 years na pala without Barney. Can you imagine?
I can't believe I'm that old.
I
and
know.
That I was like, Barney was only 3 years old when I was born.
It was our life. Like, I watched naalala ko pa, I watched a Barney show in Shang. I don't know if you also watched that.
Watched
Yung parang
Barney
in the
show.
beginning, si Barney nasa harap lang ng stage as a doll or like a stuffed toy, and then you know how Barney turns into the actual mascot. I mean, it's so sad that kids don't have Barney anymore. They have Peppa Pig and Paw Patrol, ganun.
They all get British accents na lang.
What's whistling anyway? So anyway,
I wonder if this Barney movie is gonna give like Selena Gomez and
oh
Demi
my
Lovato,
gosh!
like, war
Imagine if imagine if they actually have all those old Barney people like Michael and what are the other names?
I don't know.
Si Maine, the Asian girl. Oh my gosh, I love Barney so much. So parang ito, sabi ng mga producers from Mattel Films, working with Daniel Kaluuya will enable us to take a completely new approach to Barney that will surprise audiences and subvert expectations. The project will speak to the nostalgia of the brand in a way that will resonate with adults while entertaining today's kids. So sabi naman ni Daniel, it's so weird in the Philippines kasi Daniel ang sinasabi sa Daniel ng Americans, right? Anyway, Barney was an ubiquitous figure in many of our childhoods. Then he disappeared into the shadows, left misunderstood. We're excited to explore this compelling modern-day hero, hero na si Barney, and see if his message of I love you, you love me can stand the test of time.
Is Barney gonna come from the Hulks?
I don't know. It's parang the fact that they're saying it's live action, it's kind of weird because isn't Barney live action to begin with? Baka maging CGI Barney na siya.
But is that live action? Oh my gosh, are they gonna pull a Lion King and like it's a real dinosaur?
That will be super weird. Pero yung Dora was actually a really fun movie.
Oh, I didn't see it.
We have a Dora episode. Go listen to that.
Go listen to that.
Yeah, so Barney, it's a sax for now. We'll have to wait and see how it turns out. But it's interesting. What's your reaction to it?
Sucks.
Sax lang din. Okay, so now we're heading to Filipino territory. We go to sports.
And why are we talking about sports, Joe?
Wala lang, we just have to take pride in our countrymen. # Pinoy Pride. So,
Okay.
I just wanted to say congrats to Carlos Yulo from gymnastics. He won the world gymnastic. He's a world gymnastics champion. The first gold medal for the Philippines at the 2019 FIG Artistic Gymnastics World Championships in Germany. And Neshti Petesho for boxing naman. She won the gold medal in the featherweight division of the 2019 ILAW Women's Boxing World Championships in Russia. So congrats.
Yes,
This is like breaking
congrats.
gender norms in the Philippines.
It is. You go. What's Neshti and Carlos?
Parang Beshi, Neshti. Hey, Neshti.
I love that. I love that it happened
It's amazing.
the same weekend.
Yeah, and you know, these are again and again I say in this podcast when I talk about non-basketball stuff, we should appreciate other sports here.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of great athletes that aren't getting enough funding for all their like work or training, and the basketball teams get all the recognition and all the
And
support.
we are struggling in that
the
sport.
field. Yeah. So I mean, it's great that we have all these representatives now, and hopefully it opens up and inspires more people to pursue their passions in sports. Yun lang masasabi ko about sports this week.
And can we talk about how cute Carlo is? He really, I know Twitter is going wild for him, but he really looks like that kind of guy that you would be crying over for 5 years after your breakup. I want to put him in my pocket and he can do his flips and
Hala,
things
iba na
in
yata
my
yun.
pocket. I just want to keep him as a little...
It's like a pet in your pocket.
He
That's
looks
so
cute.
weird.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Parang galing niya. As in, how the hell do you fly like that? Parang, I'm gonna like flop like a seal if I tried to do
I
that.
can't remember if I've ever seen somebody else do that. I think it's the first time I watched a male on the floor for
Ang galing.
gymnastics. He was amazing. He deserves it.
He deserves it. And they've gotten numerous cash incentives from various public and private parties. Congrats! Nagka 1M sila from MVP, 1M from Malacanang, and even more. So like, they deserve it for all the hard work.
They get way more afterwards.
Hala.
Also, along the...
Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
So nasa parking lot kasi kami. Tapos sobrang alanganin magpark nitong nasa harap namin. So good luck to you. Don't hit us.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
This is like happening live. Don't hit me. Okay. So it's a yes.
Yes. It's a yes.
It's a yes. And speaking of Filipino sports people, Manny Pacquiao is set to star as General Miguel Malvar in an upcoming film. And yeah, it's obviously a pass. Like, why are you even
It's a
including
solid
him
pass.
in the project in the first place?
He's never
So
acted, right?
he has.
What?
I'm not sure what movie that is. Pero, yun. Actually, the producer is also a relative of Malvar. Like, direct descendant. Pero, another relative came out to say that they didn't even ask permission from the whole clan or like consent from the whole clan. So, you know, people are like,
It's not yet done.
we don't even need a movie. We don't even need a movie if it's gonna be like this. Diba? Parang, syempre, General Luna and Goyo are like really great movies about.
And they set a standard for.
And now that you're gonna have, Manny
Pacquiao.
Pacquiao as General Malvar, like why? So it's
And
a
why
pass.
he even like consider doing the role in the first place? Like, does this man really not know how to
What to
set
do in
own
his life?
boundaries?
Di ko alam. So it's a pass, obviously, and they've apparently already started production on this film. So I guess I'm gonna hate watch it when it comes out, as I always do.
Sadly, I won't be here. But you have to
So
look
aside from Manny Pacquiao, actually mukhang maganda naman yung other cast members. Well, we have Alden Richards as Jose Rizal, Yorme Isko Moreno as Andres Bonifacio, E.R. Ejercito as Emilio Aguinaldo, Raymond Bagadsing surprisingly reprising his role as Manuel Quezon, and Miss Charo Santos as Melchor Aquino or Tandang Sora. So everyone else will be great but Manny Pacquiao.
Exactly. That's a good lineup of cast.
So whatever, it's a pass, but I'll still watch it.
Hard pass, but
I hope they
Yes,
have like
Alden
a
Richards.
decision to recast Manny Pacquiao, pero mukhang tuloy pa rin.
maybe he's paying for it.
I don't know. Okay. So next, si Marian Rivera naman tayo. Speaking of more problematic things happening in this country, the traffic situation has been getting even worse, and people are commenting on it. Panelo's like, no,
Panelo
it's
did
not,
that challenge
it doesn't
thing.
exist, the challenge. And Alan Peter Cayetano's like, traffic actually means economic growth. So anyway, si Marian Rivera was asked during a press con about the situation, and she said, traffic, parang matagal nang may traffic, wala nang dahilan para i-consume mo ang sarili mo sa traffic. Kung may lakad ka, edi pumunta ka ahead of time para di ka matraffic. So sa sasakyan, pag traffic, ang daming pwedeng gawin. Mag-cellphone ka, magsulat ka, edi yun yung me time mo sa sarili mo, di ba? So ang daming pwedeng gawin pag traffic. So oof, what a privileged way of like talking about the issue.
Such a disconnected statement.
Yeah, obviously it's another pass, Marian Rivera.
Hard pass.
Pero ito, nag-apologize na si Marian, of course, about the whole situation. And she says that Philippine, I'm not gonna read na the statement, but she generally says na Philippine Star who first posted the article, was like they posted a misleading article kasi na they didn't post the actual context of the question. Na the question actually was parang, because she was in a press con for a brand, so parang she was being asked about her personal experience in traffic and not the general,
not the general perspective
so
of
syempre the
traffic.
reporting would all just go to that clickbait. Marian Rivera said this, but yun nga, sabi ni Marian, pinaninindigan daw niya yung sagot niya and taking full responsibility, pero she's apologizing for everyone else at napikon sa mga mema lang daw. Sa yun, maging mas maingat daw siya sa kanyang mga sinasabi. At sana ganun din ang mga pahayagan na tinitingala ng karamihan. So, kinikilala ko po ang hirap ng pinagdadaanan ng mga Pilipino sa kalbaryong ibinibigay sa ating lahat ng traffic. Ang bawat minuto ay nasasayang sa kalsada ay dapat na sana'y nagagamit natin para makapiling ang ating mga mahal sa buhay. Sobrang dami na niyang sinabi. So,
is she running for office? It's like,
na misinterpret lang daw siya. So for her statement, I'd say it's a pass, but now that she says that it was taken out of context, you kind of understand where she's coming from, because she was being asked about her personal experience.
And you also have to ask, what was that person who asked her in that interview? What was she trying to get out of it? Because it was
clickbait material,
I'm assuming
probably.
The event happened while that Panelo thing was happening also.
Yeah.
Everyone's raving.
Hot topic kasi. So parang,
why.
how do you spend your time in traffic? And
I also feel bad for Marian kasi naipit siya doon.
Kasi it's really hard for celebrities to speak up on issues. Sometimes they don't speak at all, which is also kind of like problematic at some point, because they have all the influence in the world, but you know, it's really complicated. And I've witnessed this firsthand, but yeah, I mean, it's sad sometimes. So it's a sad for the Philippines, and the traffic situation here, it's really bad. So thanks for listening while you're in traffic. If you're listening to this while you're in traffic, I guess it gives you more time to listen to us. Pero syempre, you know, we wish the Philippines were better in this situation, and we actually do something about it instead of like band-aid solutions. So it's a sad. Hopefully
it's a very sad.
Okay, so last two popcorns. Sobrang ang tagal na nito. Malilate na kami sa pupuntahan namin, pero tuloy-tuloy pa lang kami. Yun. Karencitta, it's another trending issue right now on Twitter and everywhere. Karencitta made some statements on a different podcast or a different show. It went viral kasi she said na, you know, how are we going to bring OPM onto the international scene if our country is not playing our own music and we're idolizing other people's music? So she says that her new single IDK will be her last if radio stations don't do this by tomorrow. And she says, I will quit music. So syempre mixed reviews siya from everyone.
You know what? Here's the thing. We already know that we idolize the Western culture.
Like the whole world does
much.
anyway.
Yeah, it's not the unknown. That's why we celebrate K-pop, because they're the only ones among us who actually are trying to be, you know, at the top of it without, like, I mean, you still recognize that there's Western influence in K-pop. Their visuals, their styling. It's still Western inspired, but
it's great that, you know, it's actually a worldwide phenomenon now.
But it's not a new thing for people to talk about Western influence. I mean,
parang her statements are too generalist and very traditional in a sense na, you know, we're celebrating the renaissance of the OPM scene or local music scene. I mean, both of us, Janine and I, work in the industry, and parang syempre it's really, really difficult to put yourself out there and get recognition that you deserve. And a lot of artists deserve this and don't get enough exposure yet. Pero at the same time, the rap scene is alive.
That's true.
Indie, it's not even an indie scene anymore. It's the mainstream. And there's also, I think I read an article somewhere saying that a lot of countries around the world or in Asia are parang K-pop is on the rise
Yeah, I
there,
think that was a
except for
tweet.
here.
That was a tweet by Jorge, my friend.
Yeah.
Because we were in a meeting and we were told that in trends, all of the other countries are increasing their interest in K-pop, except in the Philippines, because the increase of interest is back in OPM, and everybody who works in the music industry knows that.
Mm-hmm. It's really thriving. I can say that.
is.
It's just really competitive also, and you know, there are stations that play OPM all
Just
day long.
OPM, but
And even the high end stations are playing OPM every so
Yeah.
often naman. I mean, so why are you saying that? Parang syempre siguro for her music isn't being played.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably what she was
I mean, she had a
feeling.
viral hit naman din, Cebuana.
I find that was her only good song anyway.
So parang it's coming from her own perspective and
Yeah.
not like actually
I don't
examining.
think Moira De La Torre would say that you're ignoring OPM.
Yeah, congrats Moira, ang dami
Congrats
ng
on
awards
all
sa
the
Awit Awards.
Hakot Awards.
Yes. So I mean, it's amazing. Go listen to OPM. We know it's alive, and you know, it's just ang daming artists sa Spotify,
Yeah.
Apple Music,
Go out
everywhere,
there.
SoundCloud, gigs. So it's a sad for this statement from Karencitta.
Sad.
I hope she has learned from this experience and this statement.
And I hope she updates us if she quits.
And the fact kasi na siya mismo international nga yung label niya eh. 'Di ba? Parang
She's LA
she's in
based.
Capitol Records. So parang hello. Baka ganun yung perspective mo, film perspective na ganun.
Yeah.
I mean, no hate to films. I have a lot of film cousins and friends. But you get what I mean.
Yeah.
It's always contextualization of where people are coming from and the situation. So it's a sad, but it's also a yes for OPM because there's a lot of great OPM
Listen
out
to
there.
OPM, you guys.
Okay, and last bit of popcorns. Ito, last October 17, the day we watched Isa Pa With Feelings.
Twitter was
exploding with like 3 scandals at the same time. Hindi naman siya super scandal, but like bit of parang a lot of things happened in that
Twitter
same
became
day.
the buzz.
Pretty much. Si MJ Felipe na mismo ang nagsabi nun na Twitter became the buzz na. I mean, kasi wala tayong the buzz ngayon eh.
Yeah. Bring
Popcorn
back the
na ganun.
buzz,
Popcorn
please.
na
Ay,
lang.
gusto ko yan.
Gagawin natin the buzz tong show na to.
So you need tissue also when you guest here.
Kung may kung may guest tayo na magre-reveal ng super exclusive.
What's that? What's his name? Who gave Chris STD?
Who?
Who gave Chris STD?
Joey Marquez?
Joey gave me STD.
And speaking of Chris Aquino pala, bati na sila Nico Falsis, by the way. So, if you're into Chris Aquino, the whole scandal between
I haven't heard of that.
Nico and Chris, it's over. So, in a statement posted on Chris Aquino's account, her law firm says, Miss Cristina Bernadette C. Aquino and Mr. Nicardo M. Falsis and Attorney Jesus Nicardo Falsis have fairly settled all financial issues and amicably worked out all personal differences to avoid any future misunderstanding. No further statement shall be forthcoming, and Chris said, "Learn from yesterday like today, but above all, make sure to love tomorrow. To permanently leave this chapter behind and embrace all that lies ahead for me. All comments for this post shall be turned off." So, go Chris Aquino. Nawala siya sa spotlight because of this whole issue. So, I guess it's good closure for her and for the issue. And I'm trying to look for the first actual thing that we're gonna talk about the whole Twitter saga. Kasi anong nangyari, this fitness coach guy, Miguel Tanchanco ba yung pangalan niya, outed a celebrity, or I'm not even sure if it's an actual like outing, kasi parang baka kasi ang nangyari ay this si Alexander Diaz or Alex Diaz, who's an actor, singer and celebrity in general, nag-message siya na parang
he sent an indecent proposal.
Yeah. Sabi ba, "Coach, tumatanggap ka ba ng indecent proposal?"
Yeah.
And then the guy was like, "Respeto naman, bro." Something like that.
So Miguel posted on his Facebook, his personal Facebook, I guess, which is public because he's a fitness coach.
Thirst trap. Who-
services cost 25,000 pesos a month.
Grabe.
By the way, for online keto coaching, how far can online keto coaching get? Anyway, but that's another topic. So he goes, actually, hindi ko kilala itong tao na ito. Second time na siya nag-message ng ganyan. Nung una, hinayaan lang siya kasi sayang lang ang oras pag pinatulan ng mga bastos. Kunwari, magpapa-online keto coach daw siya for fat loss, then sabay banat ng ganyan. Pero second time na ito, and ayoko ganyan tingin sa akin ng tao. It costs $0 to treat someone with respect. Kaming mga nasa fitness industry, nagtatrabaho kami ng maayos. We do our best para mag-improve ang health and physique ng clients namin. Huwag nyo gawin sa amin ang ayaw nyo gawin sa iba, sa anak nyo, kapatid nyo, or mga pinsan.
This is trying to very hard to be like a Me Too post. I mean,
it wasn't that deep, honestly.
yeah, parang ang babaw lang, and for you to ask for respect when you're like posting about someone who's a personality and who hasn't publicly
That's true.
come out. I mean, we're not completely sure about what Alex Diaz's sexuality is. You know, he might be asking for a friend or something.
You know, here's the thing. I also heard that, I can't find the screenshot, but I believe he was threatening him in private first, and Alex was actually begging him not to post it.
But he still did.
He still did.
So,
So,
parang...
is it clout chasing? Because he's trying to get people to notice his services. I'm like, he's on dating apps promoting his services, for Christ's sake.
Yikes. So, parang... Obviously, this is a pass, and I mean, nobody deserves to be outed by anyone. If Alex is actually gay, then we support him for whatever sexuality or preference that he has. And to this Miggy guy, like, what the hell? Why are you doing this to other people? If you want, di ba nga, respeto naman, mommy bae. Joke. So anyway, you know, if you want respect, you should also respect the privacy of someone. I mean, especially kung alam mong verified na nga siya sa Twitter and all that, you should consider your actions, and you shouldn't
And
be
nobody should be outed. That's the thing.
pretty much. It was just National Coming Out Day. Not national, but you know,
Yeah.
bookstore na lang. Yun lang ang masasabi ko. So, it's a sad and
It's a
it's a
very
pass.
sad.
So, whatever. Next, for the Twitter scandal day, some people came out against Jason Magbanua, who's a really well-known wedding videographer, for apparently sleeping with a lot of brides and bridesmaids. And this one girl actually said na nabuntis siya ni Jason Magbanua, and Jason Magbanua didn't like respect or even acknowledge the kid when they were trying to reach out kasi the kid
Apparently has leukemia. But here's the thing, have you heard the update?
ooh
Jason Magbanua already made a statement. A very long statement, actually. Let me try to find that. Here's the thing. Remember, Cholo said that the kid had leukemia. In a post about this month, October 2, Jason posted a screenshot of that person's, the name of the person is Jamie. That's a girl pala.
Jamie.
The name of the person is Jamie, and she commented on Jason's post in October 2 that said, "You should have went to our son's funeral."
What?
So
I'm
Jason
confused.
was like, "Did you forget that you already told me that the kid is dead, but now your story is that the kid is still fighting for his
Oh
life?
my gosh.
Are you confused with all the lies that you're trying to build and fabricate?"
Well, but ang sabi rin kasi, may other people who came out against him aside from the fact that this kid is probably dead. Parang, are you...
I bet the kid doesn't even exist.
It's weird, but you know, at parang amidst a lot of sexual allegations, like, I mean, amidst a lot of like allegations against sexual abuse and like a lot of things, parang sometimes you also have to take a grain of salt. Like, just because, I mean, I'm not like saying na all victims are just lying or whatever, but sometimes people actually just make things up to shame
That's
other
true.
people and
That's
to
true.
affect. Syempre, Jason Magbanua is also...
the business.
Yeah. So parang,
started
I'm
it
not
all.
saying what he did is right if he actually did it. And obviously, it's a pass if he actually did. But, you know, parang the cancel culture talaga, we talked about this last week also. It's really difficult to like, you know...
He actually mentioned it in his statement. He talked about cancel culture and how devastating it really is to be on the receiving end. Because damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you make a statement, you're sensitive. If you don't, you're guilty. So what do you do if you're at the receiving end of cancel culture, diba?
It's so hard. I mean, I probably just wanna like
die.
Di naman die. Like hide and not say anything. But people are expecting you to talk about it also. So, you know, it's a pass. We're so... people just be better. Tama na kayo magkalat.
True.
So the last chika of the week is a pretty scandalous funeral that happened. Well, this funeral itself is solemn, but the people who attended it were kinda like kalat also.
Are making such a big mess.
Exactly. So, ito, the funeral that made headlines lately. First, we'd like to pay our respects. May you rest in peace. Mr. Miguel Barretto, the dad of the famous and controversial sisters, Claudine, Gretchen, and Marjorie. So, apparently, during the funeral of the dad, may nagkaawayan. Mr. President was even there. I don't know why how involved he is to the family. I guess, but parang he was trying. Ito yung hindi ko magets. Why was he trying to make amends between the sisters? Kasi this is showbiz news lately na syempre magkaaway ngayon si Marjorie and Gretchen kasi with the whole Julia Barretto issue, pinapatulan ni Gretchen yung pamangkin niya for some weird reason. And syempre, as a mom, siguro magagalit ka rin talaga to your sister. Like, why are you doing this to your niece? So, I guess it goes deep, the fight between the sisters. And Duterte was trying to make them have peace in their life.
And Marjorie was declining.
Yeah. I mean, I guess she declined politely, but nagkatulakan yata sila.
I read somewhere that Gretchen
accidentally pushed one of the nieces.
Got pushed by her niece, and because she didn't know it was by accident, she pulled the niece's hair.
And then yung anak ni Marjorie nag-away-away sila. So
Leon asked them to shut up.
Yeah, and pay respect. Which
I would
obviously,
have done.
Yeah, exactly. So parang, obviously, why are you doing all of this? May drama pa kayo. Si Claudine was actually hospitalized daw after this. So,
but the thing didn't end there. They're still making a mess online. Gretchen Barretto has posted so many things on her Instagram story since then. Because Marjorie posted something and Julia made a comment. I'm gonna read bits of it. She said, "Dearest mom, we are all behind you. Your whole family is behind you. They are trying to destroy you because you live a good life with 5 strong, successful, well-raised children. A family that loves you so much. A peaceful, quiet life." And Gretchen's post on her Instagram story was basically, "This is hilarious at Julia Barretto. Valdivia, your version of the truth."
Grabe. Ayaw talaga tumigil. So, I mean, hopefully they find peace eventually.
And Gretchen has still been posting the comment section, basically, of people bashing Julia, calling her out for
ano kayang nagawa ni Julia sa tita niya for
true.
The tita to just lash out on her? We don't really know.
We don't wanna know.
But we don't really wanna. I mean,
so there's one more. I just wanna read this. Gretchen posted, "The most dangerous liars are those who think they are telling the truth."
Oof.
This is for at Julia Barretto. "First, know you are a Valdivia. Love your father." Dennis Padilla, Valdivia. "Respect those who gave you a good life. Only then can you say you are successful. Not only when you need him for publicity." So, if you guys... they won't hear
just
this.
follow Gretchen Barretto and Marjorie
all
and Julia. They're all the tea is there. But it's a pass. If my relative died, I would have just made peace with my
and then go away.
family and just like, or parang just be respectful to everyone in general. So R.I.P. And rest in peace also to one K-pop star who passed away
right.
recently. She's Sully from the K-pop girl group FX. May you rest in peace, and may the Barretto sisters find peace in their lives. So those are our popcorns of the week. Medyo maraming nangyari talaga, and yeah, we're now heading to our review of Isa Pa with Feelings. Okay, so short interruption. Now we're back from our event.
Hi.
Pauwi na, and nasa kotse pa rin. But we're here to talk about a much awaited film from this year, which is Isa Pa with Feelings. In this Isang Pod with Feelings. May feelings ba to? Tingnan
I'm
natin.
the feelings. I'm the
You're
feelings nga.
So, syempre, Isa Pa with Feelings, of course, is Black Sheep's anniversary offering. Happy anniversary to Black Sheep.
Happy anniversary,
Grabe,
Black
can
Sheep.
you imagine? It's been a year since.
It's been a year. And how many films have they
Excess
done?
Baggage.
I
Probably
remember
mga 6-7
After
films.
Excess Baggage was
May
kung sakaling maging tayo, right?
Maclis.
And then
Tapos,
Alone Together. And then
Between Maybes. They also have some productions na indie talaga, like Annie the Harvest, which we've talked about in this podcast. Is also a Black Sheep production. Yung movie with Pokwang sa Q Cinema last year, Black Sheep din siya eh. I forget the name. But they've had a lot of productions since then. Yeah, congrats. And now they're going
Black Sheep. Happy
full circle.
anniversary.
Full
Who
circle
are the heads of Black Sheep?
I'm not quite sure.
But congratulations, Direct Dan. Shout out.
Yeah, so ito full circle. Carlo Aquino is back for the first
Carlo
anniversary.
Aquino is the Black Sheep of the Black Sheep Productions.
And not just Carlo Aquino. Syempre, pinakaabangan na tambalan ngayon.
Yes.
After Hello Love Goodbye, which was a crossover between Catherine and
This was
Alden.
announced after
Shortly after Hello Love Goodbye, like announcements. Ito na. Syempre, hindi papatalo si Miss Maine Mendoza. Kailangan may rin siya. Patunayan din yan na kaya nila both to, put their feet on the ground.
And to flourish outside of GMA.
Outside of the love team. So, I mean, syempre, exciting talaga na may GMA ABS crossover na Maine Mendoza gets to go to Tito Boy. Matagal na pinapangarap ni Maine. Even mixed with Robbie Domingo.
Yes.
And, just the crossover of it all is really interesting. Even the time na si Alden din and Catherine was in Unang Hirit. Diba? So parang it's all fun. Sana ganun lagi yung Philippine industry na,
I hope so
exclusive
too.
contracts don't super matter. I mean, it's been done before. Ding Dong Dantes has crossover to so many Star Cinema movies.
Yes, but the thing is now these are the kings and queens of the network. So it's a big thing for us to be able to see them crossing over to other networks.
Yeah, and Aldump in itself is like one of the biggest love teams in the recent decade. And syempre, Alden went with the queen, Catherine, and another queen of Pinoy pop culture and being a Filipino celebrity, si Maine Mendoza, on her own with Carlo Aquino, who's been her longtime crush. And speaking of longtime crushes, actually, I really needed Janine in this podcast. Kasi Janine, I don't even know, like, first week ko pa lang na magkatrabaho kami, pinag-usapan na si Carlo Aquino and her crush for Carlo Aquino. Like, how did that even happen?
I don't really remember. I just remember seeing him at the time that he didn't have any projects on TV or in the movies. He was just Carlo Aquino, former actor at that time that I saw him, and I was just like, wow, look at this guy.
Former, akala mo wala, pero meron. Billiard ka lang dyan, Carlo Aquino.
Away lang sila ni I Don, sampalan lang sila Don. But,
not just I, that's also Ate
yeah,
B.
of course, of course.
It goes really deep.
It goes really deep. I feel like anybody can agree. It's that generation of Echo, Jericho Rosales, and Carlo Aquino, and that generation, basically, we grew up with them. So our love for them is really deep ingrained in our bones.
Even Angelica,
Yeah.
even si Camille Prats, even if Camille Prats isn't like super popular as an actress these days, syempre parang pag nakita ko once I was in a taping of Mars and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Princess Sarah.
That's true, diba? Kasi you grew up
Yun yung
with
generation na ang TV talaga.
Yes.
So, ayun, Janine, Carlo Aquino. I think pinag-usapan sa natin yung Meet Me at St. Gallen at that time. So, na-bring up yung Carlo Aquino. So, ever since, I was like, oh my gosh, we need to watch this together because Carlo Aquino.
You guys, before Carlo Aquino was the Carlo Aquino now that everybody is in love with, he was my Carlo Aquino. And I am 100% sure of that. Legit, because nobody else talked about Carlo Aquino that time.
So we have to make it happen, Carlo Aquino, on this podcast.
Hi, Carlo Aquino! Kamusta ka naman dyan?
May message ko na siya para sa'yo, para ikaw yung co-host ng episode na yan.
Thank you, Cholo.
So, anyway, the movie, enough about some random Carlo Aquino fluff. Hindi naman siya random, pero related siya. Anyway, let's talk about the movie. So, sa mga hindi pa nakakanood, manood kayo. Pero kung nakanood na kayo, we're gonna be talking a bit about some spoilers, I guess. Pero we're gonna try to keep it like light, so you can still listen in while we just talk about the film. So, this is directed by Prime Cruz, starring Carlo and Maine. Carlo plays Gali, who's a deaf, capital D, deaf guy. And Maine is Mara, who's an aspiring architect who meets Gali in unexpected circumstances. Well, kasi it's established na Maine has a niece who's also hard of hearing or
very
deaf.
Quickly, by the way, established in a very small
So parang
scene.
hindi pa niya masyado kabisado kung ano yung sign language or parang kasi it's really nice how they showed the deaf how do you say that? It's really nice how they showed like the interaction between hearing and deaf na may words on the screen, and it's a really nice font, can I just say?
That's true. That's true.
So
it wasn't like distracting, it wasn't too much also, it was just right.
So for like Mara's character, Maine, there would be blanks. So her sister, played by Nikki Valdez, who's also one of the classic actresses that we know and love in so many movies.
I even realized that she's in the same almost generation as Carlo.
Yeah. Tapos nandun lang siya as kapatid ni Maine.
Yeah, as the ate even.
So parang may blanks doon na how do you fill in the blanks? So parang si Maine was looking for sign language teacher, and then eventually kasi in the first scene sumasayaw-sayaw si Maine doon to Imposible by Casey Tandingan, which is a good song. I really like that. Tapos nakita siya ni Carlo, pero so parang the way they met again was through the sign language teaching, and yun, parang Mara was in a really tough place in her life. We're not gonna spoil that.
Yeah.
But
basically, everyone was expecting
all
her
the millennials' life. Joke lang.
a summary of everybody's life as a millennial. Basically, Maine was expected. Mara, portrayed by Maine, was expected to achieve something, but for whatever untold reason, she wasn't able to actually get that achievement. So it was like the general story of a millennial expecting this sort of success in their life, but for some inexplicable reason, they're not actually able to achieve that.
So pretty much the main conflict of the film is, you know, the difference between them. I mean, my general reaction to this is that I really liked it. It's probably one of my favorites of the year to come out of Philippine cinema. Kasi merong mga iba talaga na parang, I know Janine has a movie that she almost dropped out of.
I did.
And I
it's
also
not
had
an
one.
almost.
It's
been a tough year for the local film industry.
Naman. There's been
it's been
good
great,
films.
but there's been overhype.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, kakanood ka lang din ng Joable. #Joable. May hashtag dapat. And I did not enjoy it as much. Although, in the first place, I didn't even know I expected something out of it. I mean, Kim Molina was great. Sidetrack. Kim Molina was great. She tried her best. But the material wasn't as deep or as, hindi siya malalim talaga or malawak ang pinag-uusapan. It's something I feel na would have just been better as a short film or like a skit.
Yeah.
Pero, a lot of people enjoyed it, so I guess
Congratulations
if you enjoyed that movie. But anyway, back to the main topic. It's really one of the good films or great films even to come out of this year. And ang nag-tweet ko pa to a few days ago. And
He got the clout.
I got the clout. Miss Maine Mendoza retweeted my tweet. Thank you so much. May isa pa nagsabi na, wow, podcast host pa ang nag-tweet nito. Parang, wow, gano'n na pala ako may bearing na pala ako as a podcast host.
Yes, go Popcorn with Cholo.
And speaking of, thank you so much to all the corn stars. We've reached more than 100 followers on Spotify at this point, and we're almost reaching 3,000 listens. So thank you so much to everyone who's been listening since then. We're trying our best. I'm trying my best to give you quality content. That's why Janine is here to help
You guys, clap your hands for Mr. Cholo Sediaren.
Anyway, nasa na tayo? So sabi ko sa tweet ko na the movie is a beautiful portrayal of what it means to build a human connection no matter the boundaries. Its exploration between the experience between deaf and hearing very emotional and meaningful. For a film that's silent in many ways, it speaks a lot of words. Wow, ginalingan talaga yung tweet.
Para sa clout.
Hindi naman, wala akong tinag, wala akong hinashtag. Somehow, the fans found it and tagged Maine and she retweeted it. So, thanks to the Maine fans out there. Anyway, I think kasi regardless of the deaf storyline, it's very empathetic to the deaf experience.
Yes.
And it really puts you in their shoes na may parts ng movie na papakita yung perspective ni Mara as a hearing person.
Yes, actually, that's what I really loved about it. I didn't want it to be when I went into that cinema knowing that it was going to be tackling an issue that I wasn't well aware of, and it's actually a sensitive issue also here, since again there's not much knowledge going into it. I really wanted to be able to see and to understand what it meant to be a deaf. So I appreciated that the most when I saw the perspective of what's his face, Gali's role. When I saw Gali getting his side of the story and we get to see their experiences, because that's where you appreciate the writing also, because you know that these
and the
people,
sound scoring.
Yes.
The scoring talaga na para there will be parts na of the film, syempre there's music, there's a plot line na as a deaf person Gali would like to dance to prove himself. I mean, they reveal why a bit later on in the film, but that's not important. Anyway, the part na syempre tinatanong ni Mara, how can you hear this? And then you're gonna be brought into his perspective na this is how deaf people can experience music. And
Beautiful.
There's a beautiful scene na although we have some reservations about parang how that scene happened, na parang that part na I'm just gonna leave it for everyone to watch for themselves, na it brings the connection between the two even stronger, na they're really trying to get into each other's worlds. So what's beautiful about the movie and how it portrays that experience, it's, I mean, in a sense, parang ano siya eh, alam mo, in a rom-com or in a romance movie, it's always a struggle between two different worlds. And it's, in this movie, it's deaf and hearing. But being deaf here is not something tokenistic. For example, yung first 2/3 ng Kita-Kita, it's nice, but you know how it ends. I didn't really like that.
Yeah.
Pero comparing those two person with disability portrayals, this one is more human and more empathetic. It's not just like some random hindi siya random plotline to move the story along.
To make it more interesting, to make it something different. It was really the objective of the writing was really to be able to portray the life of the deaf.
It treats them as human. It treats them as a normal person.
And I'd really want to give no bias, but biased a little bit. Carlo Aquino, so much thumbs up and all the kudos for how great he was able to portray that role.
Grabe talaga.
There was so much power in his silence, honestly.
Parang it's something na as an actor, dun mo mapapatunayan yung kakayanan mo na maging actor, kasi you won't be able to speak. You just have to show your face,
it's
your emotions.
It's not from your sound, it's from your eyes, it's from the muscles of your face.
And speaking of sound, nakakabwisit yung mga ibang tao. I mean, I guess that's why this kind of film exists.
For awareness?
For awareness about, kasi dito sa Pilipinas talaga, you know, people aren't necessarily or generally sensitive towards experiences that they don't experience. For example, people with mental illnesses, people with disabilities, LGBT. Parang people are really just like...
These people are made as subjects of jokes.
But now that, you know, films are starting to become more sensitive or even just politically correct, it's great that it's putting it out there na ito talaga yung pinagdadaanan nila. Kasi may nakita ko sa Facebook, nakita mo ba yun? Yung post na yung mom niya, bingi siya, tapos nakikita niyang minamock yung mom niya ng mga other people in the restaurant. So parang yung mga ganung experience na rude, which we already, I mean kami as hearing people experienced that kind of discrimination. Because in one part of the film, spoiler alert, kasi people who are deaf can actually speak but they choose not to. And at one point si Mara asks Gali na, what do you sound like?
What's your voice, basically, is what she asked.
And then sabi ni Carlo, pangit yung boses ko, ayoko, parang ganun. And then eventually pinarinig din niya, and then syempre that's like a really vulnerable moment for someone who doesn't want to, or
because for some people, I don't think they realize that deaf
can actually
and
speak.
Mute
are
two different things. So I think that was a really important moment also. And that's where you realize also that the objective of that screenplay was to be able to portray really, it wasn't just like a novelty na what's something what we haven't done before, what's something that's never been done before that we can write a story about. The objective was really to be able to portray the life of the deaf na that really makes people understand how it goes, kasi for them so like kasi what happened in the cinema basically when Cholo and I watched together was
nagsalita si Gali
spoke, and of course
yung boses niya,
his
not
voice
Carlo Aquino's voice,
wasn't Carlo Aquino's voice, and that was the only time that Carlo Aquino made a sound in the whole film.
And then the people behind us were laughing.
Literally laughed, and it was so rude, and it
nagtinginan lang kami doon, tapos parang ugh. I mean, I guess yun nga, kaya may ganong klaseng awareness na pinapakita yung movie na to. And di ko alam kung nakita mo yung tweet na to kay Maine din sa Twitter, na a fan of Maine from somewhere, from abroad yata, who's also deaf. Parang kasi Maine was also bringing awareness for, you know, the whole community that they're trying to portray, and deaf people can actually speak, yung tweet ni Maine. And then a fan replied, she's deaf, and she was talking then na parang, hi Maine, thank you so much for sharing our experience, or like bringing awareness to this. So it's really nice na the effort put into this from the screenplay, the screenwriters, the director.
I think it's brave.
Yeah.
It's very, very brave of them to take the possibly once in a lifetime chance of Maine to be in a movie that is rather considered more successful in terms of production, because she's gonna be working with ABS-CBN / Black Sheep. So
I mean, no hate to GMA naman.
yes,
pero
but you know, we already
makikita
know
mo.
the reputation of ABS-CBN films, especially since, you know, the success of the previous films.
And it's
of
not
Black
the first
Sheep.
time naman in history talaga this year na, you know, we've seen Ding Dong Dantes.
Yes.
And in several, we've seen Ding Dong Dantes in several Star Cinema films before. Ang dami na, the one with Bea Alonso, the one with Angelica Panganiban.
Yes.
Ang dami na. I mean, I guess, paano kaya yung ganong discussion, no? Na parang, how do the bosses or the executives agree to this thing? I mean, it's more popularity and exposure for all of their artists. And sobrang exciting yung nakikita mo si Catherine Bernardo sa unang hirit.
That's true.
Si Maine Mendoza kay Tito Boy for the first time.
That's true.
Maine
Answering Sex or Chocolates.
Yeah. Super funny. I mean, alam kong pangarap ni Maine talaga na makatungtong sa mga shows ng ABS-CBN.
Yeah.
You know, na she shared her tweet also from before na this is Maine
Masaya
Mendoza
sana.
and this
Yeah.
is Mix, the #1 music channel in the Philippines.
Yep.
And she got to meet Robbie Domingo. It's a really fun crossover. Para makita mo yung Avengers in a sense na the ABS-CBN stars and the GMA stars together. And
Yeah.
si Maine, I can say is, I mean, her acting here, sinabayan talaga niya si Carlo. Yung dramatic scenes nila. And at the same time, her charm, and alam natin si Maine is a very physical comedy type of
Yes.
girl na her facial expressions, her body moves, yung mga sumasayaw-sayaw,
Yeah.
yung patawa, nandun lahat yon. Maine
Yeah.
Mendoza, classic Maine. But she also brings forth her vulnerabilities here, na yung mga scenes talaga nila together, na parang ako, I was taken away by my emotions in a lot of the scenes.
Yeah.
Lalo na yung parang conflict talaga nila na parang I'll be deaf for you, yun ang sabi nila.
Give me a chance. I
Oo.
mean, we're not the same people
Oo.
because of somebody in the story that you will have to watch to figure out
We won't spoil
who
it.
that person is. But basically, Mara was begging Gali for a chance to prove herself and her love
Yeah.
for him. And that moment was really, really a good moment for
Grabe.
Maine's acting.
It's a great. And nakakatawa pa yung part na medyo slight spoiler, yung ginagaya ni Maine yung pangako sa'yo ni Jody Santa Maria.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
That is
amazing.
such a dub smash
I
moment.
know. Yaya Dub is back.
Yes.
Ano siya? Carl Dove. Carl Dove.
Dub.
Tapos, ano
parang
ba?
kami na lang ni Carlo. Charot.
Pero, Janlo?
Jarlo.
Carlene. Yun nga, makikita mo yung conflict nila na people who are also deaf in a party with Gali are saying, are you sure you want to pursue this girl kasi nga magkaibang mundo kayo? Ikaw ba kung yun nga, may random person who comes into your life na comes from a completely different world, kaya mo ba yun?
Me? I mean, I feel like it's the same thing that Mara experienced in the movie, where her friends were asking her, are you sure you want to pursue this? Are you sure you're really ready to set yourself up for this kind of lifestyle that's completely different from who you are? I think that's the bigger narrative. It wasn't because one was differently abled and the other was completely like okay, like, you know. And also, I don't think we remember to bring up the fact that Maine's character was also going through very deep stuff because she lost everything that she believed she was capable of doing.
And yung nga na parang ano ba to? Ano ba to? Nandito lang ba ako dahil may pinagdadaanan ka? Or andito ba ako dahil gusto mo talaga ako? Yung ganun. Grabe. Ito na yung isang pod with feelings.
Guys, yung feelings ni Cholo overwhelming.
So, nasa na yung taong ikikling to ko dahil may pinagdadaanan ako.
But yeah, so yun. I mean, I mean, in terms of portrayal of the life of the deaf, I really want to give kudos to Prime Cruz and to Carlo Aquino for carrying and taking care of that character really well. I never knew that these people were actually getting together like in a party
with music.
And you know, these things don't come from nowhere. These are things that are well researched, and I really wanna give kudos talaga to Prime Cruz.
Naalala ko rin si randomly, I don't know if you know Neil DeMarco. He's like from America's Next Top Model, and he actually joined Dancing with the Stars. Na parang wow, that achievement to be able to prove yourself na I can do this. And he's also an actor.
Yes.
With parang representing the deaf community, and it's amazing. And although Carlo Aquino isn't actually deaf in real life, for him to be able to put himself into that
and to study all of those, the sign language
pati
talaga,
si Maine,
no?
diba?
Yeah.
Si Maine may sign language na nga, may pa-acting pa siya, so parang lahat talaga covered. Ang galing lang talaga.
Ang galing. There's no I think there will be a tendency to compare Hello, Love, Goodbye.
But we won't do that.
We won't do that.
We love that.
Because,
we also watch that together.
Yes, that's like that's a completely different take on how to make a movie din kasi. And this one, I really appreciate the social impact.
Yeah.
I really appreciate the way it was written, minus the actual speaking. There was power in the way the story was told.
Ang daming ang masasabi ng walang sinasabi.
Yes.
Yun na yun.
Yes.
And I mean, may mga reservations din naman kami in some parts of the film, which I mean, it doesn't affect the super whole narrative naman. Pero ang ganda rin ng nabuan yung theme song. I mean, syempre, kailangan tapatan yung kung di rin lang ikaw ng Hello, Love, Goodbye. Let's go do Buwan. And the fact na may sayawan, ang galing din. And you'll see that beautiful scene then with Buwan in it.
Yeah.
So, yun.
And I also want to talk about Maine's like general talent. Like, there were, of course, I don't know, I don't want to spoil it either, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway. You decide if you want to cut it. But like the body doubles during the dancing scenes, they were that obvious. But of course, you know that they were body doubles. But also to Maine dancing in general, like that's the time that when I saw her dancing, I appreciated her completely as an artist because she's a natural talent. I don't know if she can sing.
She can.
She can sing. Okay.
Abangan nyo ang pinakaabangan na album ni Maine Mendoza.
I know she signed with Universal Records, so I'm looking forward to that.
It's been 2 years in the making.
I'm looking forward to that. But seeing her movement, seeing the way her body, like just...
She's really trying to prove herself.
Yeah.
Na hindi lang siya random celebrity na sumikat at
That's true.
pinagkakaguluhan ng buong sambayan ng Pilipino.
That's true.
Na parang, syempre, di ba, kunwari, Kardashians, like, you guys have no talent.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you can really see na Maine works super hard.
Yeah.
To really prove herself as the multimedia star of the Philippines. Phenomenal star of the Philippines. I
appreciate her effort now more than ever.
It's really a matter of material. I mean, pati si Alden. Tayo din, nagulat tayo kay Alden na parang, oh my gosh, Alden.
Alden, baka naman. Pwede ka mag-guest dito.
Oo naman po, opo. So, yeah, parang yun. Si Alden nga, si Maine, makikita mo talaga na, wow. It's really just a matter of giving these artists the right material. And they will prove themselves na they're not just some random people who just became famous.
And it really makes you think how far the local entertainment industry could go in terms of material, talent, getting out there, getting the attention. if we stripped away that divide, no? Especially this year, everything is about like breaking those boundaries, crossing over. I'm not sure if Carlo
Actually, totoo. Parang that whole romance between two different worlds coming together is shown in Hello, Love, Goodbye with Catherine and Alden, and isa pa with Feelings with Maine and Carlo. Yun na yun eh. Makikita mo yung, you know, if we all work together, everything will be great and we can have really great cinema in the Philippines. Even music, you know, ang daming labels na nagpapahiram ng mga artists.
That's true.
And, you know, people just, what can I say about that? I don't know.
Nagnanakawan na joke.
And, you know, people, para lang for the art, for the enjoyment of people, it's great. I mean, I think we're really headed into another golden age of Philippine media. Not just movies, not just music.
That's true.
Even TV with the rise of streaming na rin, with I Want TV. Ang dami na rin magandang material doon. Kung di pa kayo ng Call Me Tita. Shrimp sa inyo. So yun, I mean, we really enjoyed the film. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it very much.
Ibang experience siya sa Hello, Love, Goodbye.
Yes.
We shouldn't compare it.
No comparison at all.
I mean, we should enjoy it in their own separate contexts and their own, like, different worlds, if you can say that. And it's amazing. It's a great treat. And ngayon nga Q Cinema, hindi ako nagkaroon ng time masyado to watch. I hear Cleaners is a really good movie. So hopefully I get to watch that as well. Kasi yun parang stop motion siya na may highlighters and all that. So yeah, that's it for Isang Pod with Feelings. May feelings tayo.
Dami nating feelings nga.
Yeah, I mean, we love the Philippine multimedia scene. As you can see with our popcorns earlier today, ang dami namin feelings about music, mga awayan. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we have to say about Isa Pa with Feelings. Great movie. You guys should go watch it para dumami pa yung cinemas nila. Dahil for some reason, iisa-isa lang siya sa ibang cinemas and mas marami si Angelina Jolie. Why? I mean, may tweet din na retweet ni Maine. Unahin nyo na muna si Magnificent versus Maleficent. So, yeah, support Filipino movies. We need
support the Filipino art.
Yes, and that's it for our Isang Pod with Feelings. Now we head to our last bit of the show, which is our pop stop or our pop culture recommendations for the week. Janine will go first. I know she has something to recommend.
So my pop recommendation of the week is If the World Was Ending by JP Saxe.
Hindi lang siya Saxe. Yes siya. JP Yes.
JP Yes. By JP Saxe. I don't know how to say that. Featuring Julia Michaels, who is honestly such a revelation. She's amazing in the international music scene. But if you want to get some sort of emotions out of yourself, get your emotions out of yourself, listen to this song and tell Cholo and drop it in his comment section.
Yes.
What you felt about this song, because
and actually,
I
pinakinggan ko rin
really
siya.
got emotional.
Actually, may nakita akong hate. I discovered this song through Janine herself on her Instagram story. And I saw a tweet kasi na parang hating on that experience of sharing your song recommendations on Instagram stories. Parang what? Why are you hating on that? It's actually a good way to find new songs and discover how the music tastes ng mga kaibigan mo. Kasi syempre, sometimes you're stuck in your own personal preference na, you know, I'm just gonna listen to Lover all day long. But you know, you have these platforms like Instagram stories to try to get yourself into more genres or more new artists. And Julia Michaels nga is so good. I think this is just featuring her, but she's been featured and she co-wrote a lot of great songs recently. So there's Like to Be You with Shawn Mendes. There's Okay with Lainey. There's even one with Selena Gomez and Niall Horan. So It's so many good songs from Julia Michaels. She also has a lot of good solo songs. So yeah, go listen to JP Sax. I don't know any of his other songs, but this song is so emotional. Like, if it's the end of the world, would you go to me? Ganun ba?
If the world was ending, you'd come over, right?
Grabe.
I think it's that one line that really gets to me. I think a lot of people will be able to relate to it. That just imagine if the world was ending, who would be that person who would actually run to you?
Wow. The power of a song, music, the power of art. So speaking of art, I guess yung pop culture recommendation ko lang is, go to the National Museum in Manila. They have 4 different museums: anthropology, fine arts, natural history. What's the 4th one? I'm not quite sure what the 4th one is, but there are 4. It's amazing how art interacts with other forms of art. For example, being in the National Museum of Fine Arts reminded me of Alone Together, which is a movie. And then naalala ko yung kanta na 214 by River Maya, which was the theme song of that film. So music, movie, actual art, all those interact with each other, and it's amazing. And I think the Filipinos should really appreciate more. It's free if you go to Manila. If you have the time, go to those museums. I mean, it's not really pop culture, but it's more like culture in general. You should go to those museums. It's amazing. And I guess Isa Pa With Feelings, recommend ko din, of course, as we've been talking about it for the past how many minutes. It's just really good. Go watch it and support para tumagal siya sa movie houses. And if you have the time, go watch Q Cinema. It's still out until the 22nd. And so next month, malapit na rin yung Cinema One Originals 2019. Another set of movies that we can watch and discuss on the show potentially. So go support Filipino films. Isa Pa With Feelings. Go to the National Museum. Wala akong masyado na-consume na other new media this week dahil busy-busyhan ang lolo nyo. So that's it for our show. Thank you so much, Janine, for being here. It's your debut episode. Hopefully there's more.
Gosh, I can't believe Cholo got me to agree to this.
Yeah.
I was basically...
I've been trying to invite her for so long. This is the 17th main episode and 32nd overall episode. And she's like, do you expect me, an introvert, to go to your podcast? And I'm like, it's a perfect opportunity. It took Carlo Aquino for her to talk on this show. So thank you so much for being a light in my life.
Me.
Wow! Joanne!
You guys, Cholos na niligaw na.
Ala. Wala mag-aalis na siya at mag-hello love goodbye na ang peg. So jowain nyo na lang siya kung saan siya pupunta. Sa mga, if there are listeners in LA right now, she'll be there soon. Watch out, LA.
The party's coming.
She's gonna hop off a plane in LAX. So you better wear a cardigan. So thank you so much. It's always amazing to have other people to talk to about these things.
Thank you for having me. I had fun.
Yeah.
Surprisingly.
Wow. Thank you so much again to everyone who's always tuning in to Popcorn. Of course, all our episodes are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and wherever you see your podcasts. Also on Radyo Katipunan, we have a lot of video episodes on their Facebook page. Go follow them. And thanks Radyo Katipunan again and thanks Radyo Katipunan for always supporting this show, even if hindi kami dyan every week. Of course, you can go follow us on social media at Popcorn with Cholo. That's at Popcorn W Cholo on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Just let us know what else you'd like to hear and who else you'd like to hear, and help us spread the word out there. If you have time to recommend it to one friend, that would be great. Thank you so much sa mga hindi ko kilalang nakikinig nito. And yeah, thank you so much everyone. Thanks Janine. And that's it for this week's Popcorn with Cholo. Goodbye and thank you. See you all really soon dahil this is a really late episode. Bye!
Bye!
This is your stop for all things pop. Catch our all-around pop culture geek, Cholo Sediaren, as he throws in some dose of what's poppin' and what's hot in the pop culture scene here on Popcorn. Munch in with us every Thursdays from 4 to 6, only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.